Greetings and welcome to the 1-6 Scale Man proudly presents Take Your Position. How you doing? It's LR, as always, man. Leo Rockwell in the building, along with, come on, man, very unique and great individuals that always make the show what it is. You already know what time it is, man. We have none other than John Iron Logan in the building and Real Reilly, a.k.a. Butt Naked. How y'all doing, man? What's going on with y'all today?
Glad to be back, mate. One of my favorite places to be, so getting ready
Definitely,
to go.
Man. Yes,
and
yes,
yes.
If
you see me typing anything in the chat, it's coming up as my wife, Kathy, because I'm on her iPad for the chat. Cause
I see that. Kathy Reilly incoming.
Otherwise engaged, so.
Definitely,
you could have kept that to yourself and then just kept throwing in great. Like,
I just kept throwing it in.
That's such a great point, Brendon. That's
wow, you're sexy.
That's funny, man. Right off the top, man, we got a $5 super chat by Figure Posing. He actually said, man, too bad I won't be able to see the stream live this week, but have fun posing Thor, guys. Yay, man. Appreciate it, man.
Legend.
Like, you can still get the playback, so you already know what time it is, man. Thank you for basically being here. Prime Reviews in the building. Can't wait to see Thor posed up. Yeah, we about to jump into that real quick. But, John, man, how was your day, bro? How's your morning going? How was your weekend going?
Oh man, weekend was good. It was so hot though. It was around, like we're in this massive heat wave right now. So
and you just woke up. He hasn't even put pants on yet.
Yeah, right.
I will not stand up. Let's just put it that way. I've been inspired by you, Brendon, to just rock up in your pajamas. That's what I do now. So
straight
I
up,
won't
man.
confirm nor deny. But no, look, yeah, good weekend, mate. Actually, my lovely wife bought this as a present for me this weekend for the show.
Wow.
Yeah,
see,
she surprised me.
Love right there.
See, yeah, you gotta tell me, man, because like I said, right now I haven't gotten it yet. With reason, and that's mainly because articulation is always a thing for me, man, and I'm not really sure that's gonna win me over right now. I can still get it, but I guess. Today, seeing as you have it, is going to be the deciding factor of whether or not.
I will try my best.
Yeah, because I haven't picked it up yet. I have this one. And plus, I was waiting to see.
There's some good aspects. Yeah. There are some good aspects to it, though. Like, obviously, yes, the articulation is very limited with that, with Endgame Thor. But like you can see in John's, right, one, it has the proper scale Stormbreaker, which is really nice to have. When you put the two side by side, there's a difference.
What I will do for you, I will turn him on for you.
Oh wow!
Yeah, you got the light up on that. It has really good presence. I love the sculpt with the braided beard and the long hair and stuff like that. Yeah. So
the presence
articulation,
is really good.
but it's good for what we've coined as character poses, man. And you can do some really cool stuff in there. So.
Yeah,
I ultimately think that it's a really good figure to have. You're not gonna have crazy fun posing sessions out of it, but it's gonna look cool in your display.
Yeah, if I turn that off. What I would say about it, you're right, is he's very difficult. I've tried to move him around a bit before this, and yeah, he's pretty frustrating. However, I'm like, all right, let's see what I can actually do, because on the shelf in the display, he's probably going to be doing something more like this, or both hands on the axe, or something that's probably how I'm going to have him anyway. Because honestly, in person, the presence of this pose, but you're right, Brendon, like it's epic. Like he looks great in person, and I'm going to have a black light in my display and have it shine up every now and see if I can get it to make his eyes like illuminate and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
So he looks great. I'm going to get a custom cape like I have for this one.
Yeah.
And what I'm going to do is if I do a pose like this, I'll use the cape to make it look more dynamic. Or I'll use the cape to make him look, I think.
Now, where did you get your custom cape from? Tell everybody where you got your custom cape from.
This one I got from Unreal Customs again. So the Batman cape I got last week, and this one I got from him. This one I got within about, the first one took a while, but this one I got in about 4 weeks. Super quick on that one. So I definitely want to get another one. Hope it doesn't sell out right now. Should I hop on my phone? I don't know. But I definitely want to get another one.
Yeah.
And I'll use that to make him look, I think, better. But we'll see. I'll try and do something today, and maybe I won't be able to do it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't actually know what I'm going to do.
Definitely, man. So I like the simple fact that, I mean, from what I'm seeing so far, it looks good. Again, I don't know.
He's tough.
It's tough. But you know what? Here's the thing, though, because that was the same thing I said about the Infinity War version, and over time it loosened up. You know what I mean? Like over time, the pants loosened up a bit. You know, so that could be the same way.
It's the same body with a gut on it.
With a gut, yeah.
It does feel like the same body for sure. The
you can also
axes
do
like the
aerial
accessories
poses,
are amazing.
though. You could do an aerial pose with him, like, you know, with the hammer or something too, either flying or about to throw it or something like that, where you don't need a ton of like ab crunch or crazy articulation, but you can still get something that looks really cool. So
got you.
I'm actually going to use the dynamic stands that we've got, and I'm going to play around with angles. So I'm going to see today if I can get him like running to the side, and use the angle of the dynamic stand to see if that'll make it look better. You know, so we'll see.
Speaking of like Sam said, so we're gonna have we'll use those. I'm gonna bring along some friends later on, some companion pieces, with them. So stay tuned for that. But let me actually address the chat real quick. See who else we got in here real quick, and then we'll just dive in. We got Knights of Ren 789. Thank you for coming through. Ron Ong Sing, thank you for being here. DK Luminar, as always, thank you for being here. Gilbert Almazon, thank you for being here. Neil, the security. John McNulty, Isaac Finstad, let's see here. Daryl Smith Jr. is in the building. S Beam is here. Uncommon Flex. AJ Agrusa is here. We have Collector Chris, Angel, Ray C, John McNulty, Kathy Reilly is in the building. We have, let's see here. Takathri is here. Prime Reviews and Figure Posing is here, and more are piling in as we speak. We got Jesus Gutierrez, Ed Renor, and KJ Smith. Docinator is here. Spice Runner is in here as well. So we got quite a few coming through. CT 603. So everybody's coming through. So without further ado, we're going to actually hand the commentary over to your boy Reilly. Really quick, before we do that, I'm just going to explain how we do this. First pose is always the character pose. Second pose, dynamic. Third pose, dynamic with like some companion pieces. So, y'all ready?
Let's do it.
Butt naked, you ready?
Okay.
All right, man. So we're going to jump into the first character pose that we actually pull off. You got more advantage, man, because you got them both. I got the one.
Well, I don't know which one to use. I might just use one. What do you reckon? Or do you
use whatever? Use them both. You can use them both, man. It don't matter.
All right.
Leil, is that the only Thor that you have?
This is the only one I have for right now.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the only one I have for right now because I didn't get my hands on the other one. They were a bit too pricey. And then, like I said, this one I'm still on the fence about. But like I said, John tonight might change. He might change my mind. So that's when I'm waiting.
I'll use him instead then. I'll use him instead most of the time. I might bring him in later for like a shrine to Thor. But I'll use him to see what we can do with him, and that way you can get
no problem.
Good idea.
No
so
problem.
I have both of these guys, Infinity War and Endgame, and then I also have the Age of Ultron. And that one, I like the head sculpt. I like the body. It's got, the seamless arms too. The kind of like darker red cape. So I dig that one. And I wanted a more classic looking Thor with like the long hair and stuff, but not fat, to go in like kind of an OG 6 Avengers display. And I didn't want to go back further to like the original Thor or Avengers 2012 Hot Toys releases, because those are not very good. But I actually do like the Age of Ultron one, so that's the one that I have right now. I'm looking forward to whatever comes out of the next movie, Love and Thunder. But by and large, I feel like Thor figures are definitely not among the most posable in general. Even though, like, there are some, good releases from Ragnarok and stuff, but just, they're not, given the nature of his suit and everything, they're not the most posable. So you just kind of have to get more creative with them.
What I think, Brendon, is I would love to see the next Thor not light up. I don't need a lightning effect on this one. I want to, if he's as jacked as he is for this movie, give me a body that I can, like, that's jacked, that can articulate more. I don't want the lightning effects. I just want...
Yeah, I agree, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think we'll get will get light up effects on it. It's kind of Hot Toys thing. I don't see them skipping
especially
out
when
on
it
that.
comes to Thor. They just they want to go all out.
Yeah.
Unless it requires something else. Unless they do want to change up and kind of innovate the character, you never know. So we'll see.
Yeah. I agree with you. I think that they're. Excuse me while I adjust this a little bit for a second. Yeah, I just think that they're not going to move away from doing that.
Yeah.
No, I just think it'd be cool to have a different. If they'd use a different body, I'd like to see a different body for the next one. We've got two light up ones. Give us one that's. If he's looking pretty, like he looks like he's going to be pretty a different style in this movie, and Star-Lord should be too, right?
It's crazy because he's training for both. Well, he's doing that movie, but he was also training for Hulk Hogan, which makes him super huge.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to see like
ginormous right now.
An 80s looking. I want to see the 80s. It looks like it's a lot of 80s vibe. I want to see that look, but like with the arms out, like the Infinity War does, the other arms out, but jacked, and able to articulate. Would be awesome.
Let's see. In the chat.
Okay, so here's another question.
Yeah.
If they're going to do Natalie Portman, if they do a figure, do you think she'll have light up effects?
Yep.
Same type of torso, but on the female figure.
Honestly, I think any character that has any type of lightning incorporated into their thing, just like Jedis will have like light up lightsaber arms. I don't see them skipping out on those. I don't see them skipping out on lightning effects for characters like Thor. They're as ubiquitous as like the blast effects for a Mandalorian jetpack or a War Machine or Iron Man repulsor or something like that. I think they're always gonna throw those in there. Let's see. Knight of Ren said, I know this is a Thor episode, but I'm still posing my Fett 2-pack. You can pose whatever you want, buddy. No need to worry about that. Jesus Gutierrez says, what do you guys think of the Batman score? I'm so pumped. Yeah, I dig the Batman score. I was playing some of it yesterday, and the chunk of it, there's like 6.5 minutes. Or 6:45, something like that. There's from like 5:15 to like 6:20, 6:30 or something is like it perfectly kind of mimics my hype for that film, because it's this very like dramatic build to like this big kind of climax, this crescendo, and I really love it, and that's kind of how I've been for this movie, that I've just been kind of getting more and more excited for it. So yeah, I dig that score. To be honest, I'm pretty happy with a lot of what I've been seeing and hearing around this movie for the last couple of months. So it's definitely my most anticipated DC film of this year, but if not my most anticipated comic book film, it's definitely in like the top 3. There are things like I'm looking forward. I love the character of Doctor Strange, for example, and I'm looking forward to the Doctor Strange movie. But if it was like a solo movie that was just kind of its own thing and wasn't like, wow, this is going to have massive implications for the MCU at large because of like the multiverse element and stuff like that. If it was just a straight up and down Doctor Strange film that, was kind of in isolation, I wouldn't be as psyched for that as I am for the Batman. So I kind of look at it that way, as as far as gauging my excitement. Well, I'm not gonna lie, the next thing that I'm really looking forward to is February 18th, the Uncharted movie. Because now I have a lot of questions about the quality of it. Video game movies are not always they don't always have the best track record, but Uncharted's my all-time favorite video game franchise. And the last trailer that they put out had a lot of really great beats that really felt like it was the games. So I'm looking forward to that. So
Me too, mate. Me too. I'm really looking forward to that.
I'm really excited about that.
Now, what do you reckon? We should kit bash the Tom Holland head sculpt to a young Nathan Drake. How cool would that be?
I'm already working on it. I was actually talking to Ryan,
yes,
to Jetta, and because we've got the head sculpts from multiple Spider-Man figures, including the best one so far, which is the upgraded suit from Far From Home. So. Yeah, my plan is to nail down, to track down a body and clothing for Nathan Drake, and then put that on there. Obviously, I'm partial to the actual, like the video game, look of the character Nathan Drake from the games. But I didn't really love the figures that were released a while back. Like Sideshow did one, and a couple other third-party companies did them, and none of them really blew my skirt up, so I'm not looking to go back and hunt those down, but hopefully, one of those might come in the future, but at the very least that we can kit bash one with the Tom Holland head sculpt, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, that's going to be epic. I will be doing that.
Ed Renauer asked, he said, I've always debated on which is the best Thor to get. I mean, as far as articulation goes, they're all kind of in a similar category. They're not going to be great for articulation, but they're an iconic look that you can at least pull off some cool displays with. Yeah. So the two that I think I have personally heard the most glowing reviews of, despite deficiencies that they have, would be the Infinity War Thor and the Road-Worn Thor from Ragnarok, which is probably the most expensive secondary market Thor right now. So I think those two are the most popular. But I mean, ultimately, they're all in a similar kind of realm in terms of posability and style. So I just go with whichever one you really, really like the look of more, or which fits into your display more.
Definitely.
So I'm going to take a bit longer to do this because I have to change out his wrist pegs, and they're so stuck.
Go ahead. Take your time, bro. Like that's the thing is, like, with these figures, especially I found with mine, it was a headache trying to get his fist back in with the wrist pegs, especially. Right now. Yeah, so I mean, it's in, and I got it going, but it was
wrist pegs can be some of the most frustrating damn things. I'll tell you what, I absolutely love the So Toys Gambit that we've all just got in, and that is phenomenal. But the wrist pegs on that, and the way they had the material cover the peg, and then that was a damn nightmare.
Because the thing is, you got to be careful not to break. The wrist peg. Like it's
here's the thing. Anybody who gets the So Toys Gambit, and again, it is phenomenal. I highly recommend it. But don't even try and swap out the hands until you've heated up the hands. Heat up the hands so you don't have to exert as much force, because if you break that wrist peg, it's a nightmare.
Yeah, it is. You gotta heat those hands up, man.
Docnator said, I just got my Spider-Punk in yesterday, and why didn't you guys tell me he was absolutely incredible? I believe we did. I believe if you rewind the tape, you can see me and some other people saying that figure is phenomenal quite a bit on this channel. Yeah. I've always said that is a great figure.
Yeah. He
says why I slept on it for so long is beyond me. Truth be told, though, I slept on it early, and I loved the game. I played the hell out of the game. I've platinumed it on PS4 and PS5. I absolutely loved the game. And the Spider-Punk design is really cool, but I didn't get that figure when it first came out. I probably got it like 6 months after it came out. And I was just kind of like, do I want it? Yeah. I mean, it's Spider-Man, so I want it. So I ended up picking it up. But I slept on it for a while at the beginning, too. But it's such a fun figure to have in your collection.
Definitely. So what I'm going to do while you fixing that up, John, I'm going to go first. Because mine is just a standard character pose. Again, I just have him, and as you can actually see, it's just him standing with Stormbreaker in his right hand, fist out in the front. What I did was, because I don't have a dynamic cape like you do, John, so I just draped the cape around his leg, around the leg that he's postured on, one leg out. Again, as you can see, It's just him standing front.
That's awesome.
Again, when we do these character poses, it's just something that when you look at it, you just want the presence in your stand. So again, fist out, Stormbreaker to the side, leg out. The cape is basically crossing the front of his leg, covering it up in a sense, as if it's just cool. Draped a certain way. Because I just wanted to kind of not. I mean, the thing is, you can play around with the cape a bit. Which I don't, you know what, Hot Toys needs to realize, like, come on, man, it's a new age. These you need to give us wired capes, more wired capes.
I feel like we're going to now, though.
Yeah, I think they're going the route of that finally.
Yeah,
it just took them so long.
the right way, though, because so I like the fact that like Batgirl at least had wires in the cape, but it only had them in the vertical direction, like going down different sections. The bottom of the cape going across was not wired. So it's like you know. It's like Hot Toys, they give us a little bit, but not quite what we're asking for, what you really want. So, but I love this because, I mean, just the simple fold that you did in front of the leg of the cape right there, that still implies, like, movement. It implies, like, there's, like, wind blowing and stuff. It takes a simple pose and just elevates it a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what? I think that look reminds me of when he lands in Wakanda in Infinity War. I don't know, it looks awesome. And the cool thing about Thor is poses like that I think really make him look awesome. Like he doesn't always have to be like a Spider-Man figure because he can look really good in these types of looks.
No, this is a good pose to have on a shelf that's like eye level or higher.
Yeah.
Because then you're looking at or like right up, so it has that kind of like. You think about like how you would see him if he was in this pose in a film or in a comic book panel. It would be that like hero shot, kind of looking up to make him more godlike, more imposing. So factor the location in your display into what types of poses you're going to do, because this pose, if he's on a bottom shelf, not really going to blow you away. Eye level or higher, you're like, damn, that looks cool. It's all about placement. Yeah.
Yep. Definitely placement is definitely height. But again, is when we're talking about character poses, and the thing is, cool. I think, like I said, I think even with the other Thor, with the Bro Thor from Endgame, I think once it loosens up, you'll probably have better articulation again in the legs. Now, let me ask you a question, John. Can you rotate the waist a bit? Because I can rotate this one a little bit.
Ever so minimal, you can move it a bit.
You can, but it's not going to blow your.
It's minimal. Okay, gotcha.
It's minimal compared to the Infinity War for sure.
Lael, you got a question here from Brandon Salazar. Says, hey Lael, I heard on a previous stream you have a pair of 6-scale Jordan 1s for Into the Spider-Verse Miles. Where did you purchase one? Hot Toys did him dirty with those Fugazis.
Exactly. You already know. Actually, you can even go to Comic St. Torm to get them. You can get there's different ones you can get. And they're true to form. Like I said, I got them as soon as I'm like you. I was like, yo, you gonna put those Bobos on my guy like that? No, that's not gonna work. So I made sure that I ordered them. They're cheap. They're not expensive at all. The best ones to get. Then I got them, and I'm hoping I got them with the hope that we can, which I know we can. We can remove those crazies, and I'm hoping that they fit well, with the ankle peg. But yeah. Comic St. Torm is where you can actually get them. You can go there and get them. There's a couple of different sites, but Comic St. Torm is where I actually got mine. So definitely you want to go there, man. Yeah. Definitely.
John, how you doing? You need a couple more minutes?
I think I'm good. No, I think I'm good. I'm just, I was just tweaking. I think the longer I have, the more I'm just going to mess it up.
I put since he always claims that he's pretty, I wanted to put Buck Naked up there in front of everybody so he can. Why you gonna give him the side profile?
Wow.
Give him the smolder.
He gave this.
The smolder is good.
It is. Fuck. What the hell, man?
It's all in the eyebrows.
He gave him the people's eyebrow, bro.
Was it John McNulty says, unpopular opinion, The Flash is my most anticipated DC movie for 2022. Dude, I think there are a lot of people that are looking forward to The Flash. There are a lot of people that are really nervous about it. But there's nothing, I mean, a lot of people, including myself, are looking forward to seeing Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
You know, we'll see exactly how this movie turns out. I mean, I have some serious reservations, but I'm also holding out hope that it's really good. So, you know, we'll see. There's nothing wrong with being excited. If that's your most anticipated, man, I mean, especially if you're like a diehard Flash fan, I love The Flash. I still haven't 100% been sold on Ezra Miller's Flash, but I also think that that's not because I think he sucks. It's because I don't think we've really seen him have the room to shine. So we'll see. But yeah, you never have to apologize for whatever your most anticipated film is. Whatever you're looking forward to, man, you're looking forward to.
Yeah, definitely. John, you ready?
I'm good to go.
All right, good. We'll bring you in here real quick, and you can just sell it.
Boom.
There you
Oh,
go.
geez, I should probably come back. So I wanted to do a character pose, just remembering, like, thinking about him raising his hammer to get lightning just before he's about to... You know, like when you see him in the comics and he's just raising the hammer up, getting lightning coming down. The angles are a bit tough, but then I thought I'd have him just holding the axe as well. I've just kept all the lightning effects on right now because they're an absolute pain to get on and off. So
they are.
I want to try and
I love it.
use
He's got
them a little
like
bit.
Masters of the Universe, I have the power kind of vibes there.
Yeah, literally.
Now, see, this is the kind of thing, if they had wired that cape.
Yes.
Yeah. If
Like,
they had
'cause it
wired
just keeps
that cape,
flopping
then
back.
you'd be able to I mean, exactly what
If
Lael
I-
did with the Infinity War one, where you elevate a simple pose by posing the cape when the figure's not that posable.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So if
exactly.
you
Like
do
what you're
some-
holding right there, like if you could see, that's perfect. If you could actually have it wired so it did that, then that because that is like the lightning just called down, like the wind is whipping up, everything like that. The storm's coming. That's exactly the effect that you want.
I think that pose with this cape's look would be a lot better. Like it's like that cape on that pose. I think would be definitely enhance it.
So
but
you can swap out that cape for that one that you have on there, right?
Once I take this one off, you can't get it back on because you actually got to rip it. The glue off. So there's no going back. Once you put the wired cape on, it's bye this cape. Unless you were to glue it back on. You could always glue it back on. But you got to rip it out. It was nerve-wracking the first time. I'm like, oh my god. I'm like ripping it off. I'm like, this better work. But it did. But yeah, I will be getting one for this, so I'll be doing it again. But yeah, raising up, trying to get some lightning. I think that's kind of
I like it.
I think that's a kind of a iconic look for Thor from the comics. That's a bit better. Higher.
Yep. Yeah, man, that's good.
Yeah.
Hell yeah!
It's one way you can display your endgame Thor in the display.
Now let me ask you a question. The legs and your ankle, because right now my ankle joints, because of how long I've had it, they're a little loose.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Me too.
How's the one on that one?
Exactly the same as Infinity War.
Yeah, it's
I think you'll be
literally the
using a
same
stand.
body. So yeah, the ankles are
suck.
not the best. You kind of need the stand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I figured that, son of a bitch.
But he's definitely going to be my presence one with all the, like I had him in like at the start of the video, I think. So he doesn't even want to balance now. He's quite tough. But if you use a stand, you'll be okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So, boom.
Like it.
Digging it.
Like it.
Nice.
Digging it. I'm definitely digging the I'm digging the effects basically on Stormbreaker.
Yeah, I'll turn it back on again.
I love that they've
The
done
the light up effect in it as well, Leo, is so strong. Like it's hard to see here, but it is actually really strong.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like
crazy.
it.
it's very cool.
And also just the scale of the Stormbreaker too. Again, is
Yeah,
it's a big
So
difference.
so what you're saying is that this one is true to scale compared to the Infinity War one?
yeah.
Yes. Yeah. This one.
It's massive.
So what happened was the
Here you go.
Infinity War one is significantly smaller.
Here you go.
Because Hot Toys was going off of concept art for Infinity War at the time for the Thor figure, and they increased the size dramatically on Stormbreaker for the actual film.
Gotcha.
But Hot Toys had already made, like the figure had already made the castings for Stormbreaker. So the Infinity War one came out, and it was a lot smaller than it should have been based on the movie, but they upped that they corrected it for the Endgame version. So that's why we have such a size difference between the two.
Yeah.
Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah. He's a beast.
Which, I mean, that's going to happen from time to time where we're going to see things like actually, I've got it right here. I haven't actually opened mine yet, the black and gold Spidey. I might do that today. But that's I think a similar situation, whereas, they were just kind of maybe given character concept designs, but not the full details about, like, this is how, it factors into the movie. So they didn't know, there'd be kind of like wires and stuff because it's, so sometimes they're going off concept art and aren't given the full details based on plot. And so we get something that isn't exactly accurate to the film the first go around.
Gotcha.
So,
dope pose, though. I like the dope pose, man. And I guess it's like, again, you're doing the same thing with the cape. Like, it's just like we got to play around with these capes. It's always crazy, man. So
you know what I thought about as well before, I'm going to say later, is I got his stand, right? So I was standing, the pose I had him in earlier, I had him standing on this, but I was using the cape to flow on this. So what I'm actually going to try and do, so I can use the stand so he doesn't fall, is I'm going to try and use this and see if I can get it to have the cape bend around that or do something with it, and then that might give people an idea that they can do in their display. Like, if you don't want to buy a wide cape, you could use maybe the flight stand to your to your
advantage.
Good idea.
And move it around to have the cape flowing off it. So I'm going to try that in a minute. We'll see.
Cool. All right. Max's Geekdom wants to know what we all think of the Social Toys Bloodsport.
We talked about that.
I know Lael and I, we already pulled the trigger. I don't know did you, John, or are you going to?
No. I like the look of it, but I'll probably skip it.
I love the look. Lael and I both agreed the Idris Elba head sculpt isn't perfect. It's probably like maybe 80%, but I still like it. But I love the Bloodsport helmet anyway, that mask, and so I was going to be using that regardless. And the rest of the figure looks great, and like we said, I mean, they've just been killing it with all of their releases. The most recent, being the Gambit one that is quite possibly my favorite third-party figure in my collection right now. So, yeah, I'm 100% on board with Bloodsport. I can't wait to get that in.
Yeah, that's the same with me, man. It's a wrap. You know what I mean? I already knew once, basically, because I didn't even anticipate them putting it out last night, but they did, or this morning. But yeah, I'm excited about it, man, definitely. So we're going to go to the next pose, which is the dynamic. We're going to go to like a more dynamic pose.
Let's try
you can use the stand.
Yep.
Let's go. And we're going to go back to Butt Naked for the commentary.
So we got
we need like a musical intro for you.
I know, we need
to get some seriously. Ninja Squirrel says, Moon Knight, Daredevil Season 4, Secret Wars, Iron Wars, or Armor Wars, I think he means. Great year to be comic book fan and live action in 2022. Yeah, there's a lot of really cool stuff coming down the line. I'm super excited. Moon Knight on March 30th. Get some music going there? Huh?
We're going to give him some music.
Okay.
Drop them jewels.
Moon Knight is big. I'm dying for that one on the 30th. I don't know if we're gonna get a Daredevil season 4 or if it's gonna be Daredevil kind of being in. The rumor is that he's gonna be in several of the Disney Plus shows, and then at some point maybe we get him into the films more than what he just did in the most recent one. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. Secret Wars and Armor Wars, again, I think are going to be huge, and they're also going to show that like what's happening on Disney Plus has serious weight to it. It's not just going to be, these are kind of the smaller stories that we didn't fit into the movies. It's like, no, these are going to impact the movies in much the same way that I think, Sharon Carter's role in the Falcon and Winter Soldier Disney Plus show is going to lead directly into some badass stuff going down in the next Cap movie, which is the first one headlined by Anthony Mackie. So, this year should be... Yeah, this year should be a really good year particularly on the Disney Plus side. But I think that we're going to see some pretty cool stuff in the theaters as well. So yeah, it's a good time to be a comic fan. Let's see, Obi Lula. Which is your definitive Iron Man, Mark 50 or Mark 85? Also, which Thanos is your favorite? All of this to go along with Thor, of course. Well, I mean, I wouldn't just limit it to the 50 or the 85. A lot of people love the Mark 7. Lael's all-time favorite is the Mark 5.
Yes.
So, if we're talking about figures, right now, for me, probably the 85. I love the 7. I have the 52, and I love that. But for me, it's probably between the 7 and 6 scale, the 7 and the 85. The 7, I like it. It's got some bulk to it, some heft to it. The 85 is kind of like the more reminiscent of the classic design mixed with the nanotech, Extremis style from the Extremis lines in the books, and is more akin to like the Alex Ross art style, which is my favorite. But there's the potential. I know I've said this on many streams, and some people question my judgment, which they should never do that because I'm never wrong. But the classic comic-inspired Iron Man that is coming out later this year from Hot Toys. Again, I know a lot of people don't like the kind of clear plastic part that's like this kind of energy armor over the top of the main armor. I'm not bothered by it, and we'll see what it looks like in hand once we actually get it. But that might be my most anticipated figure release of this year. So for me right now it's probably the 85, and then when that comes out we'll see. And we know, Lael, for you it's the 5. What about you, John? What's your kind of definitive Iron Man armor?
Oh man, I like. You're asking like a crack addict which type of crack they like.
I know,
how they take their
hard.
crack.
It's hard.
Look, Mark 7 does have a special place for me. But I do like Mark 50. That is one of my favorites. And also what he did with it.
A lot of people hate on the Mark 50 from Infinity War. I really like that. I don't understand,
That's
I like
the first photo on my Instagram.
I like the 85 a little bit more because it has a little bit more of the gold in it. It's a little bit better balance between the red and the gold. But I still do too. Really like the 50. For
47
it gets a lot of hate.
47, 46 concept. 46 concept, I think, is... I've got it, and I've had it in a landing pose forever, but I'm going to be doing a video with that and the 47 back-to-back, like, shrine of them two posing together. I think the two colours with the right lighting would look amazing and some cool...
Yeah, the concept art I've got that along with the Cap concept from Civil War, and both of those figures are great.
Yes.
Let's see. Where can I get the Gambit 1/6? Right now, the only place that I'm aware of, there might be others, the only place that I'm aware of that still has the So-So Toys Gambit in stock is Comic Sanctorum. I don't care where you buy your figures. I'm just telling you, the only place that I'm aware of that has it is Comic Sanctorum. Because they only made 450 of those, like, for the world. And it's been very popular, especially when you compare it to the sideshow version. So, that's the only place that I know of that has it. I know some places. I won't say any names because I'm not trying to badmouth any other resellers or anything like that. I know some places, didn't have it listed as in stock on their website, but said we're getting more, or we can get it, just like, pay and we'll put your name on like the list and you're gonna have it. I tend not to like doing that because even when those same kind of places, it's like, was it the Ebony Maw for you, Lael, where they it came out and then they canceled your order?
Yeah, it was
They were
was
like,
and
oh
the
yeah,
thing
we don't
is,
have it for you.
yeah, they weren't really in control of their stock, and it made absolutely zero
so
sense
unless
as to
they
why.
know for certain, not that like, oh yeah, we're gonna get more in, unless they can say, no, we have it. I don't want to give them the money. Like, it's one thing like a pre-order, but like when it's like sold out everywhere and they're saying, oh, we think we're getting more and like pay us and we'll send it to you. I just don't like doing that. So as far as I know right now, Comic Sanctorum is the only place that has it. But any place that does have it, they're not going to have a lot left because, like I said, they're only making 450, or they only made 450 of that figure, and that's it. And it's worth the price of admission, let me tell you. Let's see. Darryl Smith Jr. looking forward to Black Adam and the chance to see The Rock return to faster acting form. Yeah, I'm very hopeful for that movie. I think it's gonna be. It's a passion project for him. He's been working on getting that movie made for like 8 years. So I think he's really putting a lot into it. So I'm very hopeful it's gonna be good. Yeah. Let's see.
I see we got Jetta Patrol in there saying, "Got my notebook, taking notes from you posers."
I'm about to show you, Jetta. I'm about to show you something special.
Ooh, dog's getting a little feisty there. Ed says, I have a dumb
Something
question.
special.
I just received Iron Man Homecoming and the shoulder magnet popped off. What kind of glue should I use to read out? That's actually a very common thing on that figure. The shoulder piece right there with the magnets are notoriously weak. A lot of people actually got them. They had already fallen off in the box before they'd even opened them. So that is a thing. I would. So depending on where you have to actually glue it, you want to be careful because that it doesn't like damage the paintwork or make the paint like bleed or anything. So there are like model glues you can use. You can use like a Gorilla Glue or something like that. But if you're gonna use something like that, make sure you're using like the brush applicator rather than like the drop, because then you might end up squirting too much and then it kind of goes everywhere. Whereas if you can have it on the brush applicator and then gently just kind of apply just a little bit at a time on the very small specific place that you need it, that's going to be a lot better than trying to like squeeze, put just enough pressure so that like a single drop lands on the exact spot you want. So just be really careful with those that they don't mess with the paint job. But yeah, that's the best I can say. Dagger or Dager Ainsus, I don't know what the hell that name is, so I'm just gonna call you D. Is So Toys going to give us a rogue to go with Remy? We can neither confirm nor deny that they are going to give a rogue at some point very soon. Yes, so we don't know for certain, but we can neither confirm nor deny. Let's see.
Got a good question down the bottom.
What is that? I'm trying to work my way down. What question did you see?
Yeah. I don't know where you're at. You just keep doing what you're doing.
Okay, I'll get through it all. Mark 7 to issue. Lael, you know why I'm here, right? Have you still not sent him the beat, dude?
No.
Oh my god, dude. This is like months in the making.
Yeah, I know.
Give this guy a break.
I got him.
Just get the beats over already, dude.
I got him. I'm going to send you the beat, man.
And then he said the Mark 7 armor is the GOAT for obvious reasons. I mean, you might be a little biased there, but hey, that's okay. Knight of Ren, Battle Damage Mark 85 is the one and only Iron Man that will ever be in the collection. Hey, you do you. Whatever you like for your collection, that's good. 2 Ferns is in the house.
I'll take the rest. I'm ready to whenever you guys are.
All right, I'll bring you in, man.
I'm having so much fun posing Captain Rex, still waiting for Ahsoka to be released. Aren't we all, my friend? Aren't we all? Hot Toys, get your shit together.
All right, I'm going to bring John in after that commentary from Brendon, which is true. Hot Toys, get your shit together. John, here we go.
Okay. Boom.
Yeah.
Running in. Hammer and axe. Now here I'm trying to use the stand to get the cape to flow. So I'm using the pole.
Oh, you did a pretty good job. Pole. I like that. That's holding up pretty nicely.
Yeah, it's holding okay. And then I'm just using the angle of the stand. So I've got the actual waist grabber around his leg.
It looks like he's about to kick a field goal.
Yeah, he's coming through, kicking with the left. See, I'm pretty happy with that. You know, you can still imply him running or stepping dynamically by using angles. Yep. It's just the mobility with the Jetta nose, the elbows. It'd be nice if they came in more, but single jointed. So I'm trying to play around with using the arms straight in different ways and having them going behind him. I think looks okay. Pretty happy with that. If I kick the lights on him for it, I think it would look sick. If you had the lights flowing in the hammer and everything.
Yeah.
So I think that type of angle maybe. And if I play around with the, because I'm playing around with this thing at the minute, playing around with the lighting and stuff. If I was to like throw like a
and again, trying to manipulate the cape using the flight pole, and then using the light up, kind of lightning effects on the axe, on the hammer, on the chest piece. It helps to elevate a figure that's difficult to get really dynamically posed, because it still brings that presence to it with those effects. And the lightning effects that they included with this Thor are actually pretty good. Back in the day, some of them were not so... They were kind of cheesy. These are actually pretty well made.
Yeah. And what I wanted to show here as well is by having his leg, because this leg doesn't come forward very much, but what I'm trying to do with the angle is have it like, you know, if you were running and went to skid or slide quickly and you put that leg out, I feel like that's the type of angle you'd be getting. It's almost like a straight leg, like he's about to torque the left side around almost. And then using this leg to balance on the pole is the only thing that's keeping him from falling over right now. But I think it implies the run. So yeah, that's a way you can incorporate your stand.
Yeah, dude. My man D, because I'm not trying to pronounce that name again, said total beginner question, but when you talk about heating up hands, what are you using? Just a hairdryer? Yeah, I mean, you can use warm water too. Some people will do that for certain things, depending on if, you know, what the accessory is, if you don't want, you know, any kind of like paint to run or anything like that. But for me, yeah, what I'll usually do is just heat up the inside of the hand where, like, you know, the hole for the peg, with the hairdryer for like, you know, maybe 30 seconds or so. And then it just kind of gets more malleable, and then it's a lot easier, and you don't have to put as much force into getting the wrist peg into the hand. So yeah, just simple hair dryer will do.
Yeah, definitely. Love it. Crazy.
Cheers.
All right, so all I've done is, you know, I try to keep it as simple as possible. Jetta says creative use of a stand can take a pose up a notch. Yeah, true, definitely.
True, yeah. For sure.
Again, with the lack of you know, stand or cape, it's just going to be tough. So it's just basically him midair, you know, again, you know, using the actual stand to kind of give us the pose. I have, you know, and it was tough because the arm and restraint, especially moving or you know, together with Stormbreaker, it's tough. So again, just aerial pose with Stormbreaker. Again, you got to be really careful because, like I said, with this figure, it's not a lot of articulation. So I was able to kind of rotate.
Look how dynamic you've got it. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, I was able to basically rotate the waist a bit, but it's just basically him in attack mode with Stormbreaker. Again, you know, the one you have is bigger, so I'm guessing like it's going to look a lot better in hand as opposed to this one looking a tad bit smaller. So,
well, I think, Leo, if you had that axe, you'd be able to get his arms in because you can move it. You'd be able to get the arms in a different position as well because the axe is longer for him to grab onto.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, and that's just the thing. That's what I want to do. Is, you know, get that axe, you know, because I think they even actually have the axe where you can actually get one.
I'm sure people kitted it out where you can like buy it individually.
Yeah, you can.
That looks amazing though. Wow, that's epic, mate. Yeah. Imagine that coming over and having like Iron Man or rocket and all that underneath him.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like
love it,
having
man.
figures underneath him.
Again, I wish,
Wow.
because like I said, I mean, to me, I was hoping, because just imagine if you had the wired cape up,
Yeah.
if it was wired and you can just have the cape up like something where it was, you know what I mean, just kind of rotating as, this way as you see him. It would be decent if you could, but again, with the cape, there's not much you can actually do. It's not as wired as you would want it to be. But I mean, you can play around with angles. Like I said, just doing the angles itself. Lula. I actually got this rotating table off of Amazon. I found one on there, reasonably priced. It does come with like different plates on the top where you can change colors and stuff like that. So, yeah, you can get them there. Definitely, you can get them there. But yeah, yeah, man. Yeah, that's it.
That's awesome.
With this one.
That's
So.
awesome.
So I guess
That is
let's
dynamic.
yeah, it's dynamic. It's as dynamic as it's going to be. I'm excited though. So I really love it though. So, yeah, let's move on to more of the dynamic with companions. Let's do that. You want to do that?
Yeah,
Sounds good.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
So-
Let's see. So
For the commentary, we have none other than Butt Naked.
Naked.
So, let's see. We had Knight of Ren said, "I want a Wolverine." Yes. So there are very few Wolverines out there. There are some third-party ones, like Sculpts, that, to be honest, I know a lot of people liked. I personally was not really a fan of them. And then there's the Sideshow ones, which are not perfect, but I like the classic blue and yellow look, and so I got them with knowing their limitations and stuff, and they're cool to have. But for me, the best iteration of Wolverine that Hot Toys or that any 6-scale company has made so far is the Days of Future Past Wolverine. This guy is phenomenal. A little like loose ankles again, so that can be stability can be an issue there, but otherwise you get really good range of motion out of the legs. You get a fair amount of torso like twist. The ab crunch, you get a decent amount, not like great, but like, unlike what Sideshow did, like these are like the claws here are like, they're not going to fall out. It's not like some rinky-dink kind of thing that just like clips on there, but then it falls out all the time. So this is a really, really good Logan. We'll try and...
I'm jealous. I want that one.
Really, really solid head sculpt. Cool, film accurate outfit. Those claws are awesome. You can put an eye out with those things. So yeah, that's that. If you're looking for a Wolverine, that's one that I would say is worth trying to track down and see if you can get a decent price on. It really is an awesome figure, and goes well. I know we don't necessarily have a ton of other figures from that line, but goes well with Deadpool, right? If you want to pair him with like Deadpool, if you have the Steel 2.0, the like Colossus that Toys R Us did, or if you just want to put him in the MCU and just pretend that Wolverine was there with the MCU and as part of the Avengers all along, you can do that too. So. Jesus says, I pre-ordered Sideshow Cyclops from Big Bad Toy Store like a month ago. Pre-ordered? Cyclops has been in stock for a while. Unless they, like, ran out and were making more. But, like, as far as I know, like, the Sideshow Cyclops, there's, like, the classic blue and yellow, and then there's the, like, it wasn't supposed to be the X-Force one. It was Astonishing. It was supposed to be like the Astonishing one that's like the navy blue and gold. I have both of those, but I'm pretty sure you can still get both of those. I don't know why it would be a pre-order.
Unless he's going under a payment option. I'm not sure.
Yeah, maybe if that's it. But I like, they're, again, very limited in terms of, in certain respects. Like, posability is like, okay in certain respects. The ankles are a little difficult they don't give a ton of articulation. It is kind of annoying that for like the Sculpt, we don't, like when he's doing the actual, optic blast, we don't have like an expression that goes with it. It's just very kind of neutral as far as like the mouth plate goes. So that's kind of disappointing. But there's no other Cyclops that you can get right now, to be honest, and so I'm still happy to have him. I posted some pictures on Instagram and in the groups of Magneto, Wolverine, and Cyclops from Sideshow, and then the Gambit from So-So Toys all together, and they all look really, really good together. So Knight of Ren says they'll probably release another stupid Stormtrooper next. Bring me Ahsoka. Yeah, I mean, I love me some Troopers. I know a lot of people. I know Ryan does. I know Lael does. I mean, I love me some Troopers, so I'm always happy to get more Troopers. But yeah, it would be kind of annoying if they released another Trooper before Ahsoka at this point, because we know that we're going dark for pretty much the next month and a half, 2 months, and we're not really going to get anything from Hot Toys. Maybe some third-party stuff, but nothing from Hot Toys for probably, I would venture to guess that the next release after the Chinese New Year celebration the next release that we get from Hot Toys is going to be April. I don't think we're going to get anything in March. But we'll see. I pre-ordered, this is Dion Bendola. I pre-ordered the second batch Golden Armor Wonder Woman Hot Toys off Toys Wonderland 2 days ago. The estimated time of release is this month, but I'm worried it won't ship before the Chinese New Year. Yeah, I mean...
Who did you order? Who did they order it through?
They got it through Toys Wonderland. Toys Wonderland is still going to be
They're still going to ship
during the Chinese New Year, but it's a matter of whether... There are a couple factors to be aware of. It's a matter of whether or not Hot Toys gets that second batch out during that time, so that Toys Wonderland even has it in stock. And then the other issue is that EMS speed posts from Hong Kong to the U.S. And several European countries. I think the UK is fine, but the U.S. and several other European countries, the EMS speed post has been suspended, so that's not an option. So a lot of people that otherwise would go that route are now going through like DHL or FedEx International, and so both of those are insanely overloaded right now. And DHL, which I get stuff from Hong Kong to Boston in like 3 days, and even that is taking an extra day or two because scheduling pickups and stuff like that. So, you're looking at 3 different entities being involved in that. The reseller, which in your case, like you said, is Toys Wonderland, but it could be others too. And then there's also Hot Toys even getting it to them. And then it's DHL or FedEx International picking up and then getting their stuff together and getting it through and to you. So there's a lot of moving parts in that. So unfortunately, there's just no guarantees for the next 2 months with any orders and when you're going to get them. We're all living in that world right now. That and COVID, and it is what it is. Let's see.
You better not be finished, Lael, because I'm nowhere near finished. Holy moly!
Take your time. Take your time.
I'm
Lael's
sort of
never
done.
ever really finished, because even if he does finish, he's always tinkering with it for so he's never really finished.
I'm sort of done because it's just one companion piece.
One thing I will tell you is that we didn't talk about is I just had to switch out the wrist pegs again for the axe because it's so heavy that there's special wrist pegs that don't move, that are thicker, that you've got to put in for holding the axe, and that's what's taken me some time to do. So you've got to actually use different wrist pegs for the axe holding hands, for more stability. Did you know that, Brendon?
What's that?
Did you know that you had to use different wrist pegs for the axe holding hands? There's different wrist pegs.
Oh yeah, I do. Yeah, because they're longer and they are strong. Yeah, so I didn't have to do that for mine because I have him kind of standing with Stormbreaker in front of him and his hands on top of Stormbreaker in front of him like that. So I didn't need to put the stronger, longer pegs in to handle the weight of Stormbreaker. But yeah, I mean, now, I guarantee you there are a lot of people who don't read instructions and stuff who just kind of like glossed over that and then, broke a hand peg or two. I'm sure there are plenty of people who did that. Fortunately for myself, I knew that was coming. So, but yeah, that's something that I'm sure a couple of people learned the hard way, unfortunately.
Yeah.
All right. So
Ryan says ban Knight of Ren for not wanting more troopers. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. Leo, you good to go?
Yeah, I'm just.
You can take another minute if you need it.
No, it's because it's like I said, I'll save the everything else for like the crescendo for the finale. We always do a finale poll, so I'll bring this one in. It's. Let me see. Yeah, here we go. So, I have my modded.
Nice. He brought in. Okay.
Yeah, I'm have my modded Jane Foster, aka Lady Thor, in the background with Thor. So it's just her holding the cape, holding Mjolnir, the reforged Mjolnir, which we'll probably see. But
I love listening to Lael try and pronounce Mjolnir.
But yeah, just again, just having her in the background, him in the front, charging with Stormbreaker, her in the back. Let me kind of bring it out a little bit so you can see it. And I love basically these.
It's got classic comic vibes too, because you got her with the hammer, him with the axe, just like in as we saw in the books, and we'll probably see in the upcoming film. So this is like got really cool classic vibes.
Yeah.
It's epic.
Yeah,
it's cool too that the shades of red look pretty damn close. Like they look like they match up fairly well, considering that they're completely different companies and figures.
Yeah, it's and the thing is, her cape is actually wired, so she does have a wired cape. Right. this was the Lightning. It's called the Lightning Warrior. But of course, it's Lady Thor. So I got this one basically through. Who did I get this through? I think it was Toys Wonderland when they had it, when it was available.
Yeah.
And then it sold out quick. I think I got one of the last ones, and it comes with a Feisen body that you just got to kind of put everything in. Yourself.
How's the hair on that? Like, is it a pain to manage?
No, I mean, because it's, again, the only thing about it is you got to keep in mind that this is the actual here. Now, here's the thing. This is the axe that she comes with. So she comes with the axe, with her actual axe. So this is how, and it's all metal, and it's heavy as shit. So there's no way that she can actually hold it. And even like the helmet is metal, the boots are metal, like even like basically like her armor is metal, like everything is metal. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's a bitch, like literally, like, and that's you would need to have more of a dynamic stand, because this figure actually doesn't even come with a stand. You had to buy one separately in order to have her on it.
They do that.
Yeah,
like,
so
every figure should come with a stand. Every figure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why you wouldn't. Come on now.
Yeah.
That's an epic display. I'm trying to create a. Yeah, that is awesome.
Yeah.
While John is still working and everybody's soaking in this dynamic duo pose here.
That is cool.
Obi Lula asks, do you think Cyborg Spidey is a good representation of what we can expect from the classic suit? Yes. The suit on Cyborg Spidey is the actual classic suit that we're getting eventually from Hot Toys for the classic suit release. It just then has the various, cyborg elements and some like battle damage, like wear and tear on it. But the suit itself is identical to what we're getting for the classic suit release coming up. And the Cyborg Spidey, I can tell you right now, is awesome. It's so much fun. I absolutely love that figure. I understand if people aren't kind of like OG comic heads and and really into that kind of that storyline in the comics back in the day. Me personally, I love it, and just like Spider-Punk and just like, 2099 and Scarlet, it's just a different, unique look that is cool to have. It is fun in the collection. So I absolutely love it. I definitely recommend it. Yes, Jeddah Cyborg Spidey is for classy collectors. That's right. It's just it's cool, man. Like, I know it's not for everybody, but my best way to describe it, honestly, is it's just fun. It's just a quirky design from the heyday of the comics, and they put it in the video game, which was so cool. I didn't expect that, and then I never expected Hot Toys to make it, but they did, and it's fun. Like, I just like the fact that stuff like that exists. It may not be for everybody, and if it's not for you, then you don't need to buy it, but you should be happy that it exists, because it means that Hot Toys is doing other stuff besides the norm, right? And we always want to embrace that, even if it's not something that you want. Like, look, there wasn't a snowball's chance in hell of me buying Pennywise. But it's good that Pennywise exists, because there's a market for it, there are people who want it, and that means that the next thing that isn't a major IP but is something more niche that I might really want, there's a chance that it might get made. So, yeah, I'm all for that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
How you doing,
Definitely.
I'm still going. I'm sorry.
No, take your time. Take your time.
Take your time, bro. We'll let Butt Naked do some commentary, but yes, this is again. I might actually switch it up.
Now, see,
real
folks,
quick.
I know what that means. That means Lael is gonna solo me, so he's gonna get a head start.
No, I'm gonna keep this same thing.
Clothes.
I'm gonna keep this same thing. I'm just gonna probably switch Thor up a little bit. No, I'm not gonna bring anybody else in.
Okay, all right. So, D, again, not pronouncing that name, but so ready for Endgame Loki. Yeah, I mean, we're damn near 3 years removed from the release of that movie, so you would think that we would get that figure at some point, but,
I hope so.
Yeah, yes, we'll see. Max's Geekdom, oh, wait, I thought we had to ban him for a little while, per Ryan's request for him saying he didn't want any troopers. I guess we'll let that slide for right now. Are we going to get any announcements before Chinese New Year? I don't know if we're going to get a new figure announcement. I do believe that currently the word is that we're going to get one more Star Wars release before Chinese New Year. My guess is that's coming up very quickly, because so Chinese New Year it's like a long thing. It's like February 2nd to like February 12th, but there's like January 24th to February 2nd is like pre-game in it. It's like a pre-party or whatever. It's a pre-celebration, I think. It's like a week-long kind of thing leading up to the actual, and this, I'm not an expert on this. This is just kind of what I've gleaned, what I've read real quick. So I'm not saying this is definitive, but basically it's like the 24th, for like a week. That's gonna be of January. That's gonna be the kind of like lead into it. Then there's like 2 weeks of Chinese New Year, and then there's like another 3 to 5 days after that. So we're looking at like the 15th or a little bit after, before stuff starts to then kind of get back into gear in Hong Kong. But that the word though is that as far as like production and releases and stuff, and this is from multiple kind of different sources, that Hot Toys is basically kind of shut down through most of February and March. So if we get, and remember that happened last year too, we were all kind of like, okay, well, February is going to kind of be off, but then March they're going to come back and they're going to hit the ground running, and we didn't see anything, I think, until like mid-April last year. So I would anticipate a similar scenario this year. And I don't see them making an announcement before, maybe one last release, possibly. I don't see them making an announcement before the holiday and then going dark, because then it's just, well, why wouldn't you come back with an announcement and a couple releases rather than go out with So to me, I don't really see that happening, especially since they did just say, hey, we're gonna
finally
be
done too.
they just teased villains from No Way Home, right? They just teased
to get the camera
more figures. Cool. So now they're gonna wait 6 months before they actually show those to us. So I wouldn't expect a new announcement.
Hell.
Yep. There goes something.
Knocking shit
over.
That's just my light.
Okay.
One of my
Knight of
thousands
Ren,
light.
do you have Wolverine? He's asking me. Do you have Wolverine from the Wolverine? I do not. I didn't end up picking that one up. It wasn't something that blew me away, and I felt the need to go back and get, especially when I have Days of Future Past, which I think is the best 6-scale Wolverine that we have right now. So
you ready, John?
Yeah, let's try it.
Earlier, real quick though, I wanted to go back. We had a super chat by DJN. He said, "That's dope. Thank you very much for that, bro. Appreciate that." Also, we got a brand new super chat, $2 super chat by Blurred Dad Life. I'm anxious to get Arkham Batgirl. She's stunning. She's amazing. Once you get her in hand, you will see. She's amazing. So you have a great choice. And without further ado, we are bringing in John.
Okay, let's try not to drop this. Oh, Jesus. So I wanted to do a little companion piece of the two together.
Nice.
I tried to do something more dynamic with Endgame Thor, and it wasn't happening. So I thought, in the interest of time, let's just do something a bit different. Infinity War, flying with the hammer, and then Endgame Thor just lighten up on the axe. I had to switch both wrist pegs on this one, but I don't know if I should angle him around more, like he's flying over him, or to the side like that.
Nice.
I don't know if he'll. I don't know what angle looks better, but yeah, I just thought I'd get it done so we could move on. But boom. Nice. And that wired cape does give you the effect to get some cool flight.
I like it because it's got vibes of in not too long ago, they had a whole kind of storyline with Thor's, and it was basically Thor from 3 or 4 different eras, and he's different ages. They had an old man King Thor. They had the kind of current one, and then they had the young one before he was worthy and got the hammer, and he's still wielding an axe, and he's kind of young and reckless. And they had a cool kind of comic book storyline where they all kind of collide. And so that's what's giving me kind of vibes here. You've got one that maybe is the older one with the the big beard Viking look, and then you've got the younger one with the short hair. So it's kind of the different kind of eras of Thor's coming together. I like it.
Yeah, light it up a bit better. There we go. Yeah, and this is something I've been thinking about, and Leo, this is because of your poses that I've seen. When you do the 3 figures together, we've done a couple of times, where it's a comic book cover. I've been really loving that idea lately, and so I've been trying to emulate that with this pose here, especially. I just got to figure out what angle this Thor should be coming through at. If I should maybe have him coming more this way, or more that way, if I was going to have it on the shelf.
Bro, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Because it looks like, you know what they should do on the next Thor. They should give us, or what they should have done with that one is give us the effect of him twirling the hammer while he's flying in midair, but give us an effect hammer that would do something like that. That would be crazy.
Yeah, that would be epic if they could give us something like that.
That would be pretty cool if they could pull that off somehow.
Just like an effect swinging hammer, just have it work. Because you know how they always give us the effect sabers for for the Jedi and the Sith. If they would do something like that, that would be crazy, bro.
Yeah, even something like that might look better. I don't know.
Looking awesome.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I like that look. That's sick. Yeah, so I have no idea what I'm going to do next, because that was going to be my... that took a while. That was going to be my big one. But I have an idea.
I have faith in you.
Come on, bro.
Let's see what we can do.
You're Iron Logan. Come
Let's
on.
see. Okay, let's see what happens. I'm gonna move my camera back around now, because this is a quarter off the table, the actual stand, just to get it to fit in. I'm like got it balancing on the table, so I'm scared. Let's do it though, Leo. What do you want to do next? Do you want to go big? Let's go big.
Let's go big.
Right, we got enough time to do one. Let's go.
Yeah, we're bringing Butt Naked back in while while we're doing it.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm looking at it for the first time right now.
Okay.
Yeah, dude. I know that there's some inaccuracies to the film, but I like the look of this figure, dude.
It's a great figure, man. I'm telling you, I love it.
This guy. If you're a Spidey collector, you love all different kind of variations on the Spidey suit. Is it? I know, like, some people were like canceling it after the movie came out because they're like, oh, it's not like accurate, and it's not like that important, and there's not like I get it, but to me,
but it looks awesome.
I pre-ordered this before I knew what role it was going to play in the film, just because I liked the look of it, and ultimately that's the most important thing to me. Is if I dig the suit and I dig the design of the figure, even if it doesn't play a critical role in the movie, or even if I end up thinking the movie is bad. Perfect example. I love that Venom figure. All right? The Venom movies suck donkey balls. Okay? They are not good films. But the figure and the design is awesome, so I'm okay with it.
It's the character, right? We get it for the character then, for the love of the
Exactly. So, to me, this is a really cool variation on the Spidey suit. I'm down with it. I like it. So, yeah, I have no problems with this one at all. Let's see. Let's get some. So, Juan Garza asked a question about why we think that Doctor Strange figures are selling so high priced in like Facebook groups and on some resellers and stuff. Honestly, I think right now that's because there's the No Way Home hype, and with him being in that, and they've shown the No Way Home Doctor Strange, which is basically the same figure. It's like with a little bit of like updated paint for like kind of battle damage, I think, on his face. There's like a little blood or whatever. It's the same figure as the Infinity War one. The sculpt is the same. So I think it just has new accessories that are specific to the film. But so they're figuring, all right, this is going to be pretty popular. But there are going to be people who don't want to wait a year and a half, 2 years for that to come out, so we can probably jack up the price on this right now, and people are going to buy it. And that's what you're seeing on Facebook and eBay and stuff like that. That's just the market. It happens with figures in all different IPs. It's not, it's not specific to Doctor Strange. There's nothing specific about Doctor Strange that is driving that. It's just what typically happens in the market when there's hype around a movie and a character or a series of characters. It is what it is. Excuse the cough there. John McNulty says I might be picking up the classic suit when it's in stock. I'm very much looking forward to that. I think it's going to be really a really, really good release. Jeddah, you're getting a little sassy in the chat here.
What's he saying?
I might have to time you out.
What did he say?
You just watch out for some friendly fire later in Call of Duty. Oh, he's asking if we can get Brendon to act out these poses. And hey, just saying, friendly fire is a real thing. It's as we proved last night when I just started shooting you in the face, and then we just started.
Oh.
We had like 7 or 8 of us last night. Seamus, Medic, Shane, myself, Mike, his younger brother Kevin, who I affectionately call Mike Light. We were all playing Call of Duty last night, and it was like we were all calling it a night. So everybody kind of backed out of the party, but another game started, and Ryan and I were the only ones who hadn't actually backed out yet, and so it put a bot in there with us, and it ended up putting it as 2-on-1, me and Ryan against this bot. So we were just kind of like, all right, well, let's just finish this. And then I just started shooting Ryan in the face, just, for shits and giggles. But then I reached my limit where I couldn't shoot him anymore. It would kick me out of the game for too much friendly fire. But he was technically the host of the party, so he couldn't get kicked out for friendly fire. So he really didn't have a limit as to how many times he could kill me.
That's a bit rough.
So there was a flaw that we discovered last night. We'll try and avoid that again tonight and moving forward. But John McNulty says, I really hope they announce the final swing suit for No Way Home. Would love that suit. Yes, I agree. I think that they will. I mean, maybe. I think it's a safe bet, but if they don't, or if you really don't want to wait and you can track one down, I'm not sure if any places have it at retail right now, but they might. I haven't checked because I know it got pretty popular right as that movie came out. But the Spider Armor Mark IV is the closest thing to what you saw at the end of that film. Because the end of that, I mean, spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen it, but we've been talking about this movie for a lot of, at this point. So, if you looked at the blue sections, they were kind of bright and more metallic than the other kind of like classic suit designs that we have. It was kind of a combination of the two. And right now, the Spider Armor Mark IV, not the Iron Spider, the gold and red, but like the blue and red classic with kind of like almost a little bit of a glow to the emblem on the chest. That one is the closest suit that we have in 6 scale right now to what you saw at the end of that movie. And it's a great figure too. It's a really, really cool one. I just don't feel like pulling it out because I've got it in a whole thing with Venom and stuff right now. But it's a really cool figure. So if you don't want to wait for a really long time until they announce that, and then like a year and a half, 2 years after, that's a really good figure to pick up right now too. So Yorved or Yorved, I'm not sure. Am I the only one waiting for Harley Quinn from Birds of Prey? I feel so. Smiley face emoji, I think. Almost 2 years from announcement. I'm personally not getting. I didn't really love the. I know some people hated it. I actually enjoyed the Birds of Prey movie. Was it perfect? No. Should it have been called Birds of Prey? No. It was a Harley Quinn movie. And there were some elements that I really liked. And Journey Smollett as Black Canary, absolutely love. There are others that weren't the best, but the figures themselves, I wasn't like blown away by the designs that they had for those Harleys. I was really hoping for the red and black suit from the beginning of the Suicide Squad, the most recent one, because that would have covered any visible elbow and knee joints, which has always been a hang-up I've had with the previous Margot Robbie Harley Quinns. So I was really hoping for that. And then if they weren't too visible, too egregious with the joints, I would have been interested in the red dress from later in the film, if they did one of those. But I mean, if you like the designs from the Birds of Prey film and you want those Hot Toys, more power to you. I mean, I have no idea when they're going to come out. It's always a crapshoot with Hot Toys, but especially when it's DC stuff, you never know when you're going to get them, unfortunately. A lot of people, Two Ferns, please, Ahsoka. I'm right there with you, man. Max's Geekdom says just Transport Trooper. Okay. Good figure. Let's see. John McNulty, I never regret getting Spider-Man. Absolutely. I mean, Spider-Man figures are great. I love them. Let's see. What do you think the next reissue would be? I mean, if I had to guess, I'd say the next reissue would probably be an Iron Man. But I don't think it would be a straight reissue. I think it would be a die-cast version of a previous plastic-only armor. I think that would be the most likely scenario for a reissue. I haven't really thought about it too much. If I did, I feel like John from Collected Weekly might unfriend me for giving that much thought to what I want in a reissue. He might not like that at all, but yeah. Let's see. Daryl Smith Jr., that Days of Future Past Wolverine with the Infinity War Bucky pants and spat boots adds subtle color and good ankle support. Okay. Jesus says, I need a Terminator or a RoboCop reissue. I've heard a lot of people say that. The trouble is that those are not active and hot IPs for the toy community, for like a high-end, like Hot Toys. They've done those. I don't know if they have the licenses for those still. And there would have to be a motivating factor for them to go back and get those licenses again if they don't have them active right now. And given the difficulty that Terminator has had in terms of trying to get anything back off the ground that people, react to in the same way that they did the first two films, and same thing with RoboCop, where like the kind of remakes that they've done recently, just nobody really loved those. I don't know if that would happen. I think we'd be more likely to see maybe like an Indiana Jones Hot Toy, either 2.0 or reissue, than something like RoboCop or Terminator. But that's just me guessing. I'm just throwing shit out there. Who knows? What's the figure going for right now? Heard he was cheap. I don't know if you're talking about. I'm not sure which one you're talking about. Maybe the Wolverine, but I don't think he's cheap right now, to be honest.
You all right, Leo?
Yeah. It's I'm messing.
Oh, he's not confident yet.
Yeah. Almost there.
All right. We'll give you guys a couple more minutes.
I think I'm there. Yeah. So whenever you're ready, I can't tell. I need to see it on camera, but I'm running with what I've got whenever we're ready.
Okay. You want me to bring you in?
No, let Brendon go for a bit. Let's get the chat in and then.
Okay. Max's Geekdom says, Jedi Patrol, that's not friendly fire. That is premeditated murder. You are absolutely right. He is a son of a bitch. John Diwali says, I don't love the eyes on Spider Armor Mark IV from images. Do they look green in person? They do have a little bit of a tint, a glow to them. It's not excessive. You know what? I feel like
just get it.
I don't really want to have to do this, but I'll just get them out. It's yes, there is a little bit of a coloration to it, but that's comic accurate. It's supposed to, but I still love the figure, so I'm gonna try and not make a fucking mess and see if I can just take this guy out right now real quick. Things I do for you sons of bitches. I have to fix my whole display. Now the trick is to get him out without knocking anything else over right now. Can I do it? I think I can. Yay, I did it. Okay, so I'll give you kind of like a close-up of this guy. I can't, because the angle here, I can't really do it too well, but okay, so there we go.
Yeah, it's very similar.
So yes, you can see there is a little bit of a color to him, but it's not egregious, and if you notice, because the style of the suit, it matches the kind of backlighting type shading that you have on the glow on the Spider armor, the Spider logo right there. But this is like really, really a cool figure. I absolutely love it. You see like the kind of the lighter blue metallic coloring on the body of the suit here. That is very much in line with what we saw at the end of the movie. So that's what you're seeing with this. That's why this is the closest to that that iteration that we have in 6 scale right now. So I absolutely love this figure. It really is a great one to have in your collection. I think it looks great. with a number of characters in the display. Right now, I actually have him like posed up with with Venom and Miles Morales from the PS5 game. Works really well. So yeah, I think it's it's a worthy addition to anybody's collection if you're a Spidey fan. But that's just me. So thoughts on this setup? This is from Max's Geekdom for my Detolf. I have upgraded suit, Mysterio, Luke DX23, R2, D2, Doc Ock, Goblin, and maybe Obi-Wan and Darth from the Kenobi show. Well, I mean, those are all different IPs. You got some Marvel and you got some Star Wars and stuff mixed in there. I mean, but however you want to display your stuff, we go for it, man. I mean, if it looks good to you. Jedi Patrol did Soso Toys recast the role of Bloodsport for their 1/6 figure. I don't think it looks that bad. Like Lael and I were talking about it. I think it's like 75-80%. Is it perfect? No. But I have every intention of using the helmet anyway, so the head sculpt of Idris Elba really doesn't matter to me. Yeah. But that's also just Ryan trying to be a wise ass. So, that's okay.
Oh yeah, I'm still getting it regardless. The thing is, like I said, the Xenomorph head sculpt, the guns, the weaponry cool. itself is incredible.
Yes, yeah. So John McNulty, are you able to switch out the eyes with the other Spider-Man so the eyes will be white instead of the greenish tint? I would think so, because it's the same system, I believe. Oh wait, no, maybe not. Oh no, wait, yeah.
Ooh, I have an idea.
So they're not the magnetic style, they're the peg style. So it's just got the little peg there. So if you have any that, so obviously if it's like one that had like the magnetic style attachment for the eyes, then you wouldn't be able to do that. But if it's one that has like the peg one, then you would be able to swap it out. So there might be like a little bit of a kind of it is a magnet. I'm sorry. It's not like the flat smooth and just it does magnetize it. It's got like a little round peg that kind of goes into that hole there. So yeah, if you have other ones that have that same design, then you should be able to swap them out if the eyes really are an issue for you. Like you said, I mean, to me, when I have it in hand, I'm like, honestly hadn't even thought about or noticed that recently until you just mentioned it there. Just gonna adjust the focus a little bit more. So yeah, you probably could though. Let's see. Dion says, I'm not a fan of the eyes either. Not a fan of the spider symbol too. Yeah, I mean it's from a very specific. That's why it was included in the game. It's from a very specific run in Spider-Man from a couple years back when he was running Parker Industries. So that's why they use that. It's if people don't like it, that's cool. But it is accurate. That's why they included it in the game, and then Hot Toys made it from the game. Let's see. Some people like the Idris Elba sculpt. Some people don't. That's good. Darth Tabernac. Oh God, I'm assuming you're what I call a mother Canucker, French Canadian, as my wife and her family are known, because your name is Tabernac, which is like the universal swear word in French Canadian land. You think Back to the Future was an active IP? No, but that's the thing. It has to be something that there has to be something that they see as a moneymaker, that they see as people wanting. And while there hasn't been an active like Back to the Future movie, we have been hitting the anniversaries of the 3 different movies. But we've also seen a groundswell of like a movement for people really, really clamoring for vehicles, and specifically people wanting reissues of the DeLorean. right? And the DeLorean, if you go back and try and get the Hot Toys DeLorean that was first issued, that is like $2,000 or more right now. So there is demand for that in the collector market, specific to that IP, because people really want the DeLorean. And this is also a pretty good sign of them putting out Marty, and then they're coming with Doc, that they're also probably going to be reissuing the DeLorean, especially given that Hot Toys has flat out said they're going to be doing a lot more like vehicle-based stuff coming up. So an active IP, no, but a financial motivator for them revisiting the IP, yes. And that's, I think, why we saw them go back and do that Marty 2.0, and we're getting Docs, and we're getting Marty and Doc from like the Back to the Future 3 and stuff like that. Whereas stuff like RoboCop and Terminator, there does not currently exist that crazy demand, that financial motivator that's going to drive them to revisit those IPs and go back and get those licenses again. So plus I doubt that getting the license for Back to the Future to make some more figures for that was prohibitively expensive, because it's not super active, and they thought that they could make more money than they were going to have to spend on the license for that IP. I don't know if they have that same confidence with something like RoboCop or Terminator right now, given the state of those IPs in the films. So
I'm ready whenever you are, Leo.
Yeah,
I'll bring you in.
Oh my god, what are you working on? Holy moly. Okay, so we have Thanos going against Endgame Thor. I was going to bring out Cap and Iron Man, but then I thought I wanted to just do Thor versus Thanos. It's a bit hard to get the view of his head from this angle, sorry guys. But I've got him flying in, bringing in the axe. I'm using Thanos' stand on top of the dynamic stand. I think this needs to be seen from a different angle, to be honest. But in person, I'm loving it. Just trying to play with angles again because his legs don't move too much. And it's quite difficult. I was going to try and put an acrylic rod, because I have one here, but I just don't have any blue tack. I've blue tacked acrylic rods to the flight poles before, and you can have the cape sitting on it like that. I did that in my Mysterio video. But yeah, I've got him coming in from the side, bringing in the axe.
Nice.
Nothing too crazy. It's all balancing.
I like
okay,
it.
though.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's balanced. Okay, so if you wanted to have
and
a
you can
battle
also
scene,
and with this, you can also do the from Endgame. You could also reasonably easy enough do the pose of like Thanos pushing the axe into his chest right before Cap picks up Mjolnir. That's something that like doesn't require a ton of flexibility on the part of either figure, but would still be a very story-driven, dynamic kind of pose.
Definitely.
Yeah, I like this.
I was going to have him
like
like clashing swords, but he's going for the head. Like he likes.
Yeah.
He's making sure he doesn't miss this time. Yeah. So I like looking at it from my angle with their heads. Like I might try and take a photo later, looking at Thor from Thanos' point of view, and then vice versa, because I do like the pose.
Yeah, the perspective shots.
Yeah, the perspective up here is they're looking at each other in the eyes. He's grimacing and he's coming in like it's like he's swinging the axe. So I think for photography, I would definitely do a closer shot of that top scene. And I think if this was on the middle shelf and you walked in and you could see it from this angle maybe a bit more, I think it would look better.
Yeah, this one's a tricky one because the pose looks great, but from a certain angle you really get Thanos, but then the axe obscures Thor's face, and then from another angle you get the reverse. So I don't know if
right there.
I wonder if this would be. I wonder if it would actually work better in a display if you had Thor attacking like on the rotated to the other side, to the outer, to Thanos's right side.
Yes.
Where the gauntlet is.
Oh yeah,
just
that would
modify it
actually
slightly.
work way better. Yeah.
I think because the concept stays the same, but it just means if you do that, then you might actually be able to because then you can position Thanos' hand with the blade so that it's still active, but it doesn't obscure either of their faces. So then you could see both of them in a display, because this is really good if you've got a turntable and you just have it rotating constantly. But if you have it static in your display, then you want to try and see both faces. So I think you might just tilt Thor in the other direction.
Yeah. What I might do then when Lael's going, I might just try and do that and see how I can get it to look before we finish up. But yeah. Let me know what you guys think in the comments.
That's dope.
Yeah. So he can be dynamic. It's just it's more angles for sure.
Shit,
definitely more angles.
How you doing, Lael? You need another minute?
I'm ready. I'm ready. It's just that this is like the toughest one that I think I've had to do yet.
Dude, I thought going into this, I was like, wow, they're going with Thor for this pose. This is gonna be a challenge, because he's not the most posable character in any iteration that we've gotten in 6 scale. So it's ballsy to be tackling this one. So I think you guys have done a really good job.
All right.
Yeah, I think I like my last pose better, the 2 Thors, but let's see.
Let me see. Let's see if it works.
All right, Lael, let's see what you.
All right, here goes nothing.
Here.
Fuck it.
Whoa!
Oh
I
yeah,
have
bring it
Thor.
in.
Oh my god!
No,
I have Hela
I
going
love
after
it.
Lady Thor.
I love it.
That is epic. Holy moly!
And just her in midair, Thor in the back with, of course. It's all about the ladies. The thing is, I'm trying to do this mashup. It was tough. I'm telling you, it was tough. The ingenuity on this bitch was tough as hell. But I mean, it works for what it is.
That was beautiful.
Yeah,
beautiful.
I wanted to actually kind of bring in, again, my mashup of Lady Thor, my mod for Lady Thor. Yeah, it's tough, but again,
I love how you've got her wielding dual weapons too. I love how you got the axe and the sword in there. It's like they've each got their weapon, and she's got 2. She's got 1 for each of them, and she's ready to. Man, I love that. That Hela is one of my favorite figures. I love having her in my collection. Such a great. Actually, if I recall, I was the one who convinced you to get that Hela.
Well, remember, I was going to get it, but it was the price that was in it. It was the price that was whooping my ass.
And then I convinced you to just, open up the wallet, and Samuel Jackson came out and slapped you in the face, but you still paid for it. Yeah, dude, I love this. This is awesome.
Yeah,
that is epic.
Yeah, it's
looks unbelievable.
Yeah, it's tough as fuck to kind of pull this off, man. Like, but yeah, I mean, using 3 stands, I decided because first I was gonna have, just Lady Thor in the dynamic. I was gonna have Thor in the stand that we normally use, but then I was like, you know what? Let me just put Lady Thor in and have her and Hela going at each other, and this, have Thor coming in with the follow up using his stand. And the thing is, if you see down, and once I come around, I'll show you again what I had to kind of do just for a level of ingenuity here. So I'll stop it right here. So here's his stand, but I have his leg coming over top of the dynamic to give it more leverage, balance there. So you see it in here, the leg is there to kind of make sure he stands. Because these stands, I'm sorry, Hot Toys, your stands are crap. It's a bag of bullshit. Like, even the dynamic stands are a bag of bullshit. But I was able to kind of maneuver it in a certain way.
Now
so
you guys all
happy about
see
that.
why in the posing wars on Collecting Weekly, all of those posers, and literally not one of them chose Thor to pose with in that competition, is because he's not an easy figure to do. But that's what tough. You're seeing here. What these guys are doing is using the capes to make the figure itself more dynamic, using companion pieces, other characters like Hela, like Thanos, to make them more dynamic. And when you do that, you can come up with some really cool stuff.
Yeah. Like, this is crazy,
that is
man.
Amazing,
like,
Leo.
It's yeah. I was gonna bring in, because I have Heimdall, but it's hard to put all 3 of them on the stand. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just use them. But yeah, that's it, man.
That's a photo.
It's tough as shit.
That's
like
tough.
literally tough as shit. But again, we're gonna get a better Lady Thor. So this one was modded. This one was basically the Lightning Warrior, and with a Bison body, but it serves its purpose. For what I needed it to do. Having Hela Ariel, over top of her, asserting her position, of course. Having Thor come in through the background, and of course it takes two to handle her because she's a beast. So yeah,
that is epic.
Yeah.
That is epic.
Yeah. So yep.
Wow.
So Dion Bendola asked a question I wanted to make sure I didn't miss. Do you think they'll reissue the Hot Toys '89 Batmobile for the Flash film? I'm sure it'll look the exact same. I don't think that Hot Toys is going to reissue that Batmobile. They've got other ones other vehicles that they're focused on, so I don't think that's going to be one. However, Jazz Inc. is the next one up after the '66 Batmobile that they're about to release is the Batman Forever, the Val Kilmer one from, was it 93 or 95? I can't remember. 95, I think. They're doing that one. But from what I've heard, I think that the next one after that, they're going to be doing the Batman Returns Batmobile, which is virtually identical to the '89 Batmobile. So I'm pretty sure that one will be coming. Now, again, that's going to be a ways out, but it'll be faster than anything like that from Hot Toys. And Jazz Inc. just is absolutely phenomenal. So my guess is to get a Keaton Batmobile, whether it's the original or '89 or the Batman Returns from '92, Jazz Inc. is going to be the best bet in the next couple of years for that.
Shit, I
changed up my pose again.
You changed it up?
You did?
Yeah, just to see if I can get a better angle. See if it looks better.
John Diwali, is that Hela third party going to be just a cheap knockoff? I don't know. I mean, if you can get, it's going to be expensive, but if you can get your hands on the one that Lael just showed you, the one that we have in our collections, the original Hot Toys Hela, it's worth the money. I will say that. The third party one, I don't know how the tailoring is going to be. The head sculpt, I believe, is just recasting the Hot Toys one, but my guess is the paint applications won't be as good as Hot Toys. But if you can't get any other version, then I would think it's going to be better than nothing. Yeah, I dig that, John. That looks good.
Man, I'm going too high. It keeps cutting out of the camera, but when we come around,
No,
I think it's
good.
definitely better from front on now because you can see his face.
It looks 10 times. It looks better. I mean, both of them look good, but that's dope. I like that.
Yeah, I dig that. That's good.
I definitely like
that. I'm sweating. Jeez.
Bro, I'm telling you, these freaking Thors, right? Bro, like, oh, man.
Yeah. That was tough.
These freaking Thors are, the thing is, it's because there's so many intricate pieces to it, like, to kind of put it in, so, or to make it look good, by the way, everybody who's out there and who is a fan of your Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they just got kicked out by the Rams.
Oh!
They just got kicked out by the Rams.
Oh, we're getting salty.
Brady, no.
They just got kicked out by the Rams. The Rams are going.
Hey, look, I'm not. Put it this way, Boston. I'm a Pats fan. I like Brady. I wish him nothing but success. But I'm not going to lose sleep over the Bucs losing. It's like, if he and Gronk, do it. I personally thought he should have retired last year. It was like, you go, they're like, all right, we're not gonna do long-term contract with you again in New England. You go to Tampa, you get Gronk to come out of retirement. You win another championship, another Super Bowl when nobody thought you were going to be able to do it. I would have been like, I'm done. I'm retired. I'm going out after winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But Gladiator doesn't want to put his shield down. He doesn't want to stop. He wants to keep going. I get it. So I would be happy for him if he won, but I'm not losing any sleep over him losing either. So
yeah.
I think he's still got some
John,
time in
you
him.
killed it, bro.
Shout out to our Russian bot in the chat. Took a while, but he's finally here. We missed you, buddy.
Shout out to the Russian bot.
What's up? You got to take a photo of that setup, Leo. That's another comic book scene.
Man,
that's epic.
It's gonna be crazy to do it. I'm gonna try to do it definitely. Just to kind of give it a bit of. I wanted to bring in Heimdall in a certain way, but again, it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah, that would look sick.
Lale,
imagine having that as one fight.
What'd you say?
Did you get the black and gold in?
The black and what?
The black and gold suit. You got him in, right?
Yeah. Well, see, yeah, I have it. I just haven't unpacked it yet.
Because, dude, I'm looking at him right now, right next to Killmonger.
It looks good.
Looks pretty good, dude.
Looks good.
Looks pretty damn good.
He's nice. What do you think about the texture of the material? Because I think the material is a bit different than the upgraded suit. I think it's a bit more rubbery.
Yeah, it definitely is. I'm all rubbing Spidey right now. Let me feel him. Let me feel the.
What you rubbing on Spider-Man for, right?
Yes, it is different. It is definitely different.
Yeah. It's be interesting to see how that. But it's not the same as Miles, right? Because Jetta said it wasn't the same as Miles. So it's another different type.
It feels like thinner and softer than the material on Miles. But I like the material on Miles. Like, I think that suit is the best engineering for a Spidey suit that Hot Toys has done. The one on the PS5 Miles.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Telling y'all, man, everybody out there, if you haven't already gotten a Hela, if you can get your hand on one for cheap, there's a lot of presence in this figure, man. Like, literally.
It looks amazing. Yes, it looks unbelievable.
I love Hela, man. Yeah. It's definitely a go. It's definitely a go if you haven't already.
Juan Garza
anyway,
said,
man.
Thanks to your last stream, I just bought the BVS Batman.
What you say? What's happening? What was that?
Juan Garza said, thanks to your last stream, I just bought the BVS Batman.
Oh, wow.
Hell yeah.
Wow. Well, it's quite an investment, man. You did your things, like, straight up. Like,
yeah, dude.
I'm on a, literally, I am this close to getting the Justice League tactical suit. I am this close.
Oh.
I'm still thinking about it, bro.
All right, for people who know Lael, you know he's going to do it. It's already been decided. All he's doing right now is procrastinating. And what my father always told me, procrastination is like masturbation. You're only screwing yourself. So just get the damn tactical suit already.
Do you have the tactical suit, bro?
I don't. No, I don't.
No.
But
why didn't you get it? So why didn't you get it?
I didn't get it because I didn't. I wanted a classic looking Batman. I didn't. I don't mind it, but I wasn't looking for something that was kind of like armored up, and it's not like the armored BVS one, but it is like armored, like bulked up in like a mechanical kind of way. And for me, I like the classic kind of. I wanted to get that one more, so I didn't end up picking that one up. But I think it's still a cool looking suit. Just wasn't for me. But you've already decided. You're just trying to kind of convince yourself even more. You already have decided. I know you. When you say things like I'm just do it.
Yeah. Just do it.
You know that you're gonna get it.
I don't know.
So just like rip the Band-Aid off and get it, man.
So
hell yeah.
Yeah. It's bound.
Today you're gonna get a message.
Tell Latoya that you blame me. Just go ahead, do it, you know. But
she's watching, so it's too late.
Here's the thing.
She's watching.
She's heard you talking about it. She knows you've already decided. She's probably sitting back. She's like, when is this motherfucker just gonna get it and shut up? Like, she knows. So just do it. You know you want it.
Just do it. Just do it.
You know you want it.
Just do it.
Yo.
Just do it.
I don't know.
Not to mention, Leo, you are now an influencer in the community. You talking about the tactical suit. You're going to drive the market value of that figure up, and you're going to pay more for it later. Masturbation. See? Procrastination, masturbation, screwing yourself. Don't do it. Just pull the trigger. Get it. Get it now.
Just pull the trigger. Yeah, just do it.
We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, it's been a great show, man.
Come on, man. John, tell them what you got going on next on your channel, bro.
Oh, thank you, sir. Okay, at the moment, I'm working on a Golden Armor Wonder Woman 10 scene showcase, which will be more of an appreciation. Now, I'm being very careful. I'm taking my time, and I'm not doing any crazy poses. Figure. Man, I love it. It's unbelievable. I think I've got the hair to where I want it for the minute. I needed my wife, Lani, to help me with that because I just suck at just getting the hair right. Actually, I wanted to ask you, Leia, what you've done for the hair of yours, because I've put some wax in it. But we brushed it out a bit.
Nobody ever asks me for hair advice. What the fuck?
I use
look at the bald guys doing it.
Yeah, I use like a wax bomb for it. I'm usually decent with like making sure that I get the hair right. And see, the thing is, because I have, we'll talk off camera about that. We'll talk off camera.
Hell yeah.
Hell
yeah. Well, I can't wait because I have an idea with that too. I have an idea about something that I'll tell you later too. But so I've got a big thing planned that I've written out like how I want the scenes to be. I'm going to do 5 with the hair and 5 with the helmet because I think once I put the helmet on, I'm probably going to leave the helmet on for quite a while. So I'm going to do the 5 first with the hair. And then I've started my vlog. I'm starting officially my vlog like training now. Today's properly day 1. I was going to start last week, but a few things happened. So I am now on my calorie output for the day. I have to stick to that, and training program. I'll be training today and getting all that stuff. So just focusing on getting more disciplined in day-to-day life now to stick to the goals that I've set myself with nutrition and training and being active and things like that. So that's a big bit at the moment. Yeah, but other than that, man, shows like this, I think I might be doing Posed Up with Kiko Collects this weekend. So that'll be coming up on Posed Up. But yeah, just having fun.
Definitely, man. If you haven't already, come on, man. Y'all know what time it is. Come on,
guys.
Logan.
Let's go.
Come on, Iron Logan. You got to get to that quick. If you haven't already subscribed to his channel,
appreciate it.
Make sure that you have. I mean, he's already actually hit the 1,000 mark. He's over that right now. So come on, man. Let's get him to 2,000. 2,000 next. 2,000 next. On the way to 2,000. So let's get that going.
Let's do it.
Butt naked, man. What's going on? What you got next, bro?
Man, I've just been tearing through 3 seasons. I'm in the 3rd season now of Yellowstone. Show is good. So that's what I've been doing lately. What we've got coming up. Let's see, tomorrow we have comic book talks with friends. We're going to be diving into our favorite anti-heroes. In comic books, which I am excited about. That's just an inspired choice of topic. I don't know who maybe came up with that, but I fucking love it. This guy's a genius. So we've got that coming up tomorrow. And then I'm chilling for the rest of the week. I got work to do, but like other than that, I don't really have anything else community-wise going on. Although Lael and I do have to still wrangle a date where we're gonna do our live stream where the two of us
just kind of tackle Spider-Man.
Deep discussion about Spider-Man, which includes a deep dive into No Way Home and more thoughts that we've had and we've discussed. That we haven't really had time to dive into on streams.
Yes.
Because there's a lot to unpack with that movie. But then also just the character in general, as this is the 60th anniversary this year of Spidey. So talking more about the character in general, things that we love about it, history, what's going on in the comics right now, because there's some crazy stuff happening right now and coming down the line. So yeah, we got to figure out when we're going to, hopefully in the next like week or two, we'll nail down when we're going to do that stream. Yeah, other than that, just, waking up in the morning, pissing excellence.
Nice.
As always. So if you haven't already, man, subscribe to Brendon's Instagram page where you actually get a chance to see some amazing photo work. So definitely do that. And if you haven't actually already subscribed to the 1/6 Scale Man YouTube channel and Instagram and Twitter, make sure you do that. I guess like he said, we have comic book talk with friends tomorrow. So stay tuned for that tomorrow night. Also, later this week, we're actually going to have our Say What companion video or companion live stream with Robert Meyer Burnett, where we actually tackle. It's going to be me, Brendon, Robert Meyer Burnett, and I believe we're going to have 6-Scale Mafia in there to talk about XO6. So it'll probably be the four of us kind of tackling that IP and, kind of diving into that. I mean, these three guys are going to educate. Well, pretty much, people don't understand. Like I said, I've watched Star Trek. I'm a Star Trek fan, but I'm a fan of the motion picture and also the the Wrath of Khan, the original IP. I did like, Next Generation, Deep, Space. I did like those, but I'm just more so a original IP. But yeah, I'm going to get an education that day as well as everybody else, so stay tuned for that. And then, of course, Say What on Wednesday night where we talk figures. Thursday night, it'll be Uncivilized Scoundrels, where we will talk about episode 5 of the Book of Boba Fett. And we'll be back next week for another Take Your Position. We just don't know what we're going to pose off next, but, we'll figure that out. It's something to think about. So who knows? We'll talk about it.
I'll talk to you after.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll see how it goes. But just stay tuned for that. Again, thanks everybody for coming through. Everybody for coming through. We had MR, Mr. JB, thank you for being here. Max Geekdom, Knights of Ren, Ron saying Mark 7. He said, let me hold that Cyborg Spider-Man. Come on, man. No. No. Ron, I'm singing. Thank you for coming through.
Nice try though, because this is a great.
Peter LaChance, thank you for coming through. Dion Bandola, thank you for basically being here. Let's see who we got. John Diwali, Alani Cordwell.
That's the lovely wife.
That's the wife,
honey. She's in the kitchen.
There's the
now.
wife. There she go. That's the wife. She said, I'm going to stop through. Thank you for coming through. Ray C, Dagobah J, let's see here. Jetta Patrol, thank you for being here. Juan Gorza.
You don't have to thank him.
Latoya T, thank you for being here, baby. Always good to see my baby in here. Toy Shelves, thank you for coming through. Let's see here. The Russian Bot, always give them credit. Let's see here. Ed Renoir, thank you for coming through. Max Geekdom, always thank you for being here, man. It's always a pleasure. We had Dion Bondola. Let's see here. Who else? Man, quite a few. Two Ferns. Thank you for being here.
Master Poser.
Darth
Master
Tabernac, thank you for basically being here. Jesus Gutierrez, thank you for basically being here. John McNulty, Cuervo 383, thank you for stopping through. DGN, thank you for being here. My guy, man, thank you for coming through as always. Max's Toy Box, thank you for being here. Let's see here. Blur Dead for Life, thank you for being here. Let's see here. Your Ved, thank you for being here. Let's see here. Is that Jobbles? Thank you for being here, man. As always, I just subscribed to his channel and his stuff. He had a lot of decent stuff going on in there. Let's see here. AJ Agruza. And yeah, man, if I haven't already mentioned you guys, AJ, let me see here. Yeah, if I haven't already mentioned you, as always, Luminara, thank you for coming through as always. Again, thanks everybody for tuning in. Like I said, next week we will have another figure ready to pose up for you guys again. Stay kind, always be on alert, dare to dream, and as always, come on, man, y'all know what time it is. Like, what do we always basically say? Take your position.